Hello, this is Ben with BetterTrader.co, back with another video on price-driven trade ideas and how you can take advantage of them in your trading. What are trade ideas? Trade ideas are ways to act upon signals or triggers in the market. Some examples of trade ideas are profit target, stop loss, and entry price. So there are two types of trigger or signals. Number one is an economic event. For example, the unemployment rate release or the CPI release. It really affects the market, and those you should really look out for. They could be a good sign to buy and sell a currency or a stock in the market. The second type of trigger is price-driven, which is the topic of this video. Now, how does it work? You need to identify two things, a leading market and a following market. So what are those? Let's give an example. Let's say oil moves down 3% today, and that is the leading market. And the S&P 500, as a result of the oil moving down, also moved down. And then you see that natural gas went up, and then gold went down. Those are the following markets, the ones that react to the oil moving down, which is leading market. Now you might ask, how can one identify the leading and following markets in real time? Well, there's something called a backtester. What a backtester does is you input a scenario, let's say oil moving down 3%, and it'll give you all of the past historical situations where that happened and give you market reactions. For example, let's say the S&P 500 also moved down 17 out of 20 times. That's very good. That indicates a causal relationship. Well, it depends on what you consider statistically significant, but for most people that will indicate a causal relationship, and you should act upon it. Let's say the natural gas moved up 8 out of 20 times. That's less good. That's around 50-50. You don't know if that's because of the oil or something else. Let's say gold moved up 12 out of 20 times. That's also less good. That's around 50-50 also. You see my point here. You get to input a scenario in real time and see which trade ideas are best for you. This is the essence of a price-driven trade idea. Nowadays, with AI technology being so prevalent, it's great to utilize it in your everyday trading. Backtester is an example of this because they allow you to play the statistics and probability game instead of gambling or trying to predict the market. Now I'll show you an example of a backtester being used on the BetterTrader interface. Good luck and happy trading. Okay, now I will give you an example of how to use the trade ideas and the backtester on the BetterTrader interface. So if you go to trade ideas, there will be both news-driven and price-driven trade ideas. They're only news-driven right now, but the price-driven ones will show up. So it will tell you what the idea is detected by. So this one is after some mortgage approval, and for price-driven trade ideas, it will be after a certain price has shifted so much. So if you click on it, it will tell you the trade characteristics and what you're trying to accomplish with your first profit target, second profit target, and stop loss. It will show you your historical success, your reward risk ratio, etc. And it will show you the past performance. So it happened 19 times. 9 times it will be a win, 3 times has been a stop loss, and 7 times no significant move. So BetterTrader is only an analysis interface. It's not going to provide you just profit. You have to make the decisions. So it's up to you to see what you want to do with this information. Now the backtester is also very useful. So for example, you have the unemployment rate in America being released, and let's say all weaker. So every time the unemployment rate is weaker than expected, 8 out of 9 times the S&P 500 moved up following that. So 88% success rate, and you can look at the graphs of the S&P 500. See, going up, going up, going up. See, this is a trend, and this is statistically significant. So most people would choose to act upon it if, let's say, the unemployment rate was weaker than expected. Now, thank you and happy trading.